Roughhousing on city streets is the coolest way for girls to bid farewell to single life. All the besties show up to party until they drop. Every friend gathers to celebrate Molly, who'll be a bride tomorrow. Tonight belongs to their wild night out. They pedal frantically chasing the mobile beer truck. But suddenly, best friend Amy felt dizzy and nauseous. Molly suggested pausing the game, but Amy pushed through. Not wanting to be a downer, Amy started coughing uncontrollably. The harder the girls pedaled, the more she struggled to breathe. Attentive Molly noticed immediately and called for a stop. Her gut told her this wasn't an act. Yet the next second, the music blasted back on, and the party resumed. This time, the girls went even wilder. No one noticed the driver hadn't gotten back in. The beer truck careened out of control. The girls screamed frantically as the vehicle picked up speed until it slammed into a parked car by the roadside.
911, what's your emergency?
Bachelorettes are bleeding all over Broadway!
They found Molly pinned under the vehicle, her femoral artery gushing blood like a burst pipe. Fortunately, passerby Bruce stepped in. He used stage oil to plug Molly's wound and transformed his flashy suspenders into a makeshift tourniquet. Just then, the fire chief arrived with the 113 team.
Well, then who the hell is that? That's Captain Smoke Show.
Captain Smoke Show, a dancer who portrayed a firefighter. Bruce's perfect physique always sparked jealousy among the audience.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
What?
Sorry, you're blocking our view.
Shut up, Hot Wheels!
Yet Bruce despised bullies and immediately gave the disabled girl VIP treatment. But punishment followed. His boss berated him. The boss ordered him to hurry and apply barrier oil.
Go get oiled up. Got a bachelorette party coming in.
Then he spotted the girls collapsed on the street. After emergency treatment, the bride finally regained consciousness.
I didn't get your name.
It's blue. Like the color.
It turned out he'd worked as a lifeguard during the summer. At that moment, the fire chief recognized his son.
Dad? Dad?
Remember that thing I had to tell you? Ryan, this is your brother.
Bruce soon joined Squad 113 as a full-time firefighter, quickly demonstrating exceptional talent for the job. Emma screamed in agony, begging someone to remove it. The paramedics were completely baffled. When the little girl finally released her grip, everyone gasped in horror. The fishhook was embedded in her eyelid. Her father stammered incoherently, explaining he'd heard his daughter's screams just as he was casting his line. Sylvie comforted the trembling Emma while guiding her slowly toward a bench. Once Emma lay flat, her body stopped shaking violently. Stella examined the swaying bait, worried that immobilizing it might worsen the wound. After discussion, they agreed cutting the line was the wisest choice. Sophie promised it would feel as light as a mosquito bite. Feeling Emma's tight grip on her hand, she swiftly snipped the line. Sophie explained both eyes needed bandaging since eye movements are synchronized. Emma obediently agreed through her tears, letting the first aider place the gauze eye patch over her eyes. This eyelid rescue mission was a complete success, though a hospital checkup still awaited them. Female influencer Layla live-streamed eating a fried chicken leg. Her fanatical followers showered her with generous tips, making her completely lose her head. She then pulled out a folding bed, provocatively flaunting her body while emitting exaggerated moans. The next second, however, triggered a switch. The folding bed instantly snapped shut, pinning her entire body like a chicken leg burger. Terrified fans called the police, but Layla had used a fake name and was nowhere to be found. The operator then spotted her delivery order in a live-stream screenshot and pinpointed her location. Firefighters broke down the door to find only 2 legs dangling in midair. As they lowered the bed frame, they discovered Layla's femur had pierced through her skin. Paramedics administered painkillers. Fortunately, her spine was intact, but her leg artery was severed. This meant Layla's right leg was rapidly necrotizing. Emergency responders immediately decided to perform bone reduction. With a sharp crack and a cry of agony, Layla's blood flow resumed, and she was finally out of danger. That night, a sudden fire broke out at the school. The principal led a group of students in a frantic escape from the scene. Chaos reigned, and he had no idea how many people were still trapped inside. The fire department immediately split into 2 teams and charged into the burning building. Soon, they found over a dozen teachers and students in the lounge. One half rushed survivors out while the other continued searching upward. Seeing billowing black smoke from the roof, they grabbed their radios.
You have 1 minute. 1 minute.
Meanwhile, team member Ryder was checking the final rooms when the captain's urgent evacuation order crackled over the radio. In the last room, Ryder found Tom, who was about to jump to his death. He hoisted the injured boy and sprinted back, but disaster struck. A flash fire erupted in the hallway, instantly cutting all communication. The captain frantically called for a response, but there was no answer. Everyone's heart sank, just as despair gripped them. Ryder suddenly kicked open a door and burst out carrying Tom. The team then fought the blaze with all their might. It wasn't until dawn the next day that the fire was finally extinguished. During the post-fire inspection, the firefighters were shocked to discover a boy had been left behind, trapped under a bed. He was severely burned all over. Just then, the boy's finger twitched. He was still alive. Ryder rushed him to the hospital, consumed by guilt. The captain comforted Ryder, explaining that thick smoke had made rescue efforts urgent and mistakes inevitable. Yet Ryder couldn't forgive himself. Seeing 10-year-old George, his body swathed in bandages, tore at his heart. So the question arises, should firefighters be held accountable for overlooking survivors in such circumstances? During rush hour, Tom was struck by a car and propelled precisely into a roadside sewer. The driver sped away, leaving him struggling in the darkness with a severed leg. His cries for help echoed through the pipes, reaching a restaurant where dishwasher Daniel caught the sound. He immediately dialed 911. Firefighters scanned with thermal imaging but found nothing. They suspected Daniel was hallucinating after his night shift. Daniel pointed to his naturally dark circles and retorted, "I'm the king of night shifts. Someone is trapped down there." Just as the argument raged, a muffled thud echoed from the well. Everyone fell silent instantly.
Somebody help me, please.
The restaurant owner pulled up surveillance footage, confirming the accident. Firefighters pried open the manhole cover and found Tom barely clinging to life. Man, this crash scene looked straight out of a movie. When the firefighters looked up, they were all stunned. The guy had been slammed into a tree branch 5 meters up. His wife cried, saying the driver was driving like he downed 2 bottles of whiskey. Her husband had been knocked flying while trying to save her. Worse still, a branch had pierced his abdomen. Firefighter Kate instantly transformed into a human cat, scrambling up to the treetop in 2 swift bounds. She locked her legs around the trunk like a human safety rope, gripping the injured man's collar with both hands. 2 other firefighters followed, carrying equipment. They fashioned a makeshift pulley system from tree branches. The chainsaw hummed for seconds before the thick branch snapped. All ropes instantly tightened to a taut line. Kate strained until her face flushed crimson. Only when the captain blew his whistle did the team below begin lowering the rope. The victim descended smoothly like an elevator. This treetop rescue absolutely deserves a spot in the year's top 10. Now the baton passes to the ER doctors. When Annie arrived at the hospital carrying a 50-pound tumor, every doctor's jaw dropped. This 43-year-old single woman met intern Alex. His gentle movements made her heart flutter. Annie thought she'd finally met her soulmate. Later, during her CT scan, she specifically requested his presence.
I mean, he's just so fun to look at.
Yet the moment Alex gently pushed her into the CT scanner, his true colors emerged.
What I don't understand is how a person lets it get like that. I mean, man, there's a whole lot of nasty.
Maybe she's afraid of doctors. Poor thing.
Poor thing, please. If you're afraid of doctors, you take a pill. She's just sick. Like warped, you know?
Alex forgot to turn off his microphone, and every word became a dagger piercing Anne's heart. It turned out that Anne's symptoms were extremely rare, and he only wanted to secure an opportunity to participate in a surgery for this rare case. Heartbroken upon learning the truth, and refused treatment until her mother tearfully confessed that she had delayed Anne's condition, the dutiful and finally agreed to the surgery but strictly forbade Alex from participating.
I'm sorry, Annie. Did I upset you in some way?
If he's in the surgery, I'm not having it.
Annie sank back into self-doubt. When new intern Justin came for an exam, she wore a sour expression. Justin, curious about the tumor's massive size, prompted Annie to choke out her secret. Every family member who entered the hospital never returned.
They all went in, never came out. So I put it off.
Justin fell silent. Soon, Annie underwent surgery. The tumor was so large it had enveloped numerous nerves and organs, forcing the doctors to carefully peel it away. But disaster struck. The bleeding far exceeded expectations. Despite having double the usual blood supply on standby, it proved insufficient. Alex, watching from outside, had a sudden pang of conscience. He dashed out to fetch more blood packs, but by the time he returned, it was too late. By then, Anne had already closed her eyes forever, her final words still stinging like knives.